She noticed this by accident. You're standing in her office, leaning against the desk while she reviews reports. Your posture loose and familiar. You don't really make a habit of hiding things from her. And the room is quiet, peaceful. But then she sees that scar. And Arlecchino gets up. Hold still, she says. And you do, instinctively. You think it's a mosquito. Probably had to be. But then she steps closer, and her fingers brush the fabric aside. And she can see it clearly now. A pale, jagged line cutting across your skin. Not fresh, but not old enough to have fully faded. The kind of scar that is earned through a battle. Her hand freezes. When did you get this? You glance down, and then shrug. Maybe last mission? She looks at you slowly. That narrows it down to 3 weeks. Oh, well, probably at the start of it. To be honest, I wasn't really focused. It's no big deal. You say. But she's frowning, thinking. And you straighten a little bit. Arlecchino. It's fine. I didn't even need. She steps back, sighing and crossing her arms. And you can see that look in her eyes. That guilt. But she won't look at you directly. She never wants you to see her like that. To feel like you were being pitied. Because that was not the case. But also at the same time, she didn't want to look too sentimental. That wasn't her. That wasn't who she is, and not who she would ever want to be. There was a price to being so strong, to having to lead. And that price was being unable to afford such emotions. And yet, ever since you came along, you've awakened some of them, no matter what she's done. I wasn't aware you were so badly injured. You should have reported it. I knew you'd say that. That's why I didn't. Her gaze snaps back to you then. You were injured under my authority. I was injured during a mission. And I was fine. And there was no reason to make a fuss. You were hurt. You don't argue. You just look at her. Calm. And that's what finally cracks her composure. She steps forward again. This time she reaches out. Hesitant. And her fingers hover near the scar. Was it bad? At the time? Yeah. But you'd know. You've seen many injuries and scars, Arlecchino. I'm pretty sure this isn't the worst that you've seen. You're right. But I don't usually care about people the way I care about you. And that made you go still for a moment. She was right about that too. And you couldn't deprive her of her right to care. That alone was rare. That was a privilege that you'd been given. And you couldn't help but feel your heart melt. Such care and attention given to you so freely. That wasn't something that Arlecchino typically did. And you didn't want to waste it. But at the same time, you couldn't have her feel guilty for something as silly as that. You're no child, and going into missions, you know very well what you're getting into. Being injured was just a part of the deal. She straightens after a moment's hesitation, shoulders squaring, and that familiar, controlled presence snapping back into place. When she speaks again, her voice is firm, but quieter than usual. You did well. You blink again. You completed the mission. You've protected your team, and you returned. That scar is proof you've done your job, that you didn't hesitate. You hesitate now, of all times, not while in battle, not while fighting, but in front of her, faced by such praise. You're not angry that I was reckless or something? She meets her eyes directly. It's been a while since I've seen you act recklessly. I have no reason to fear what doesn't seem to be happening. I don't like that you were hurt, Wyon. That part of me wishes I had been there. But at the same time, I'm not unused to the sight. And my partner should be someone strong enough to face such things. Someone strong enough to stand beside me. I couldn't have chosen a better partner even if I had tried. You blush, smiling. That is high praise coming from you, Arlie. Thank you. It means a lot. Coming from you, especially. She inclines her head slightly. Then, after a beat, adds, next time, however, you tell me. And you laugh for just a second until she glares at you, and you nod quickly. All right, I'll tell you. Just so you don't worry. And at that, she seems to relax. She doesn't have to worry about you hiding anything. You weren't purposely hiding it either. You just never thought to bring it up. But then again, maybe bringing it up later will put her at ease. Just so she will know that whenever you're hurt, it would come to her, so that she wouldn't have any questions remaining in her mind. And you, on the other hand, you were glad, because you knew that she trusted you, enough not to worry too much about you.